So today is May 1st, International Workers' Day, where people all over the world protest in favor of various socialist and communist economic policies that they label pro-worker. Now, this year they were mostly peaceful, except for Paris, where it seems that hundreds of rioters are destroying things, smashing things, breaking things, and attacking police with Molotov cocktails and various other weapons. They're all dressed as a black bloc, the black mask. They're covering their face with the bandana. They're just all in black, and you can't tell who they are. Now, before talking specifically about the violent protests, I do want to say, again, mostly peaceful. It seems like, according to the Chicago Tribune, it was peaceful in Russia. They were actually protesting blocking of the messaging app Telegram, which I would support. Why is the government blocking things like this? I'm not in favor of that. Looks like 45 demonstrators were detained in Turkey due to Taksim Square being off limits. All they did was protest on Taksim Square. It's symbolic to May Day, and it seems that this year Turkey said, no, this place is completely off limits. So they were peaceful. Looks like LA was peaceful. There was a smaller turnout compared to last year. There was a protest organized by the Communist Party in Greece. Surprisingly, that turned out to be peaceful. It was peaceful in Germany, Spain, Puerto Rico, though Puerto Rico was actually anticipating violence. Various stores shut down and were locked up because they didn't want to have their stuff destroyed. Of course, in Cuba, this is a communist holiday. The Cuban government actually had their own government-sponsored parades. An article by Chicago Tribune lists more of them. I'll link in the description. Other countries that were, again, looks like peaceful for the most part. But Paris is different. It seems like in Paris, there were hundreds of rioters destroying things. Police actually say about 20,000 demonstrators took part in often angry demonstrations that authorities tried to disperse with tear gas. Unions actually put the number around 55,000, I'm told. But according to police, about 20,000, and it seems that the number of actually violent protesters seems to be in the hundreds. So this is according to The Sun UK. The far-left agitators chucked petrol bombs through windows and torched cars while others clashed with police. Some threw rocks at cops in the French capital, who responded with tear gas as the protest marches to mark International Workers' Day turned violent. Dramatic pictures show demonstrators wearing masks as they shatter windows at McDonald's before setting it on fire. Anti-capitalist looters then helped themselves to food and drinks before grabbing cash from broken tills on the charred floor. Blazing cars can be seen after thousands flooded the streets to march for the rights of workers around the world. This is according to Reuters. David Libars, a police union official, told BFM TV that security services had decided to let the protesters smash things rather than engage them to avoid casualties on either side that could exacerbate tensions. Unions put the number of peaceful protesters at Tuesday's May Day rally in Paris at about 55,000, though police put it around 20,000, as I stated earlier. The numbers were relatively small compared to other recent demonstrations. Tuesday's clashes come amid mounting union discontent with Macron's plan to reboot France's economy and spur job growth by loosening labor regulations. Now, I find this interesting. So, again, I hope we can all say that violent protests are bad. Again, the peaceful protests, I don't even agree with them. I think their policies are anti-worker. And if you make the cost of workers more expensive, if you make it more expensive to hire workers, that's just basic supply and demand. People are just going to hire fewer workers. If you're putting restrictions, if you're just if you're just constantly increasing the cost of workers, again, people are less likely to hire workers. That's just basic economics. So, I would just say, I think these marches, I think these protests are anti-worker. I think they're actively harming workers. They're protesting all of these policies. They're protesting loosening regulations, which again spurs the economy, helps workers. Workers do well in a great economy. This is good stuff. However, of course, if they're nonviolent, then good for you. Like, as much as I disagree, as much as I think you're hurting workers with your policies, you have every right to protest, and I at least respect that you're doing it peacefully. But turning to Paris again with these violent protesters, I don't get it at all. I don't like this is not only anti-worker. It's entirely destructive. Now I get these anarcho-communists. They look at a McDonald's and they think by destroying it they're attacking capitalism. But what do you think are going to happen to those McDonald's employees the next day? You think McDonald's is going to say, okay, we saw the error of our ways, you're going to get higher pay? No, they're going to say, well, we don't really have a place for you to show up to. No one's going to come to a McDonald's that's on fire. So, and now we have to put money towards actually repairing this McDonald's. So instead of opening up another McDonald's, they have to repair this one. It's going to be shut down for a few days. They're going to say to those McDonald's employees, sorry, like, go somewhere else. Maybe they're going to shut it down completely, in which case they're going to say you're all fired, or they're going to say you're off for a few months, you're off for a few weeks, however long it takes to repair McDonald's. And you might say, oh, they're going to hire workers to then repair the McDonald's, so actually things are better because we're hiring people, we're creating jobs to repair the McDonald's that was destroyed. But this is just the broken window fallacy. Look it up. I believe the term was coined by Frederick Bastiat. You're destroying wealth, you're destroying value, and by how do you think destroying value is going to help people? It's just not. If you destroy something, people are going to have to repair it. People are going to have to put money to repair it. And it's not like if this wasn't destroyed that the money would have just sat somewhere in a vault and never been seen. It would have been spent on something else. So now, instead of having a McDonald's and something else, we're just going to have a McDonald's, because that money, instead of going to something else, will now have to go to repair this McDonald's. So it's just bad for everyone. It's just these people are destroying things because they want to, without any care for workers. These people don't represent workers. These people certainly don't represent anyone that actually cares about helping workers. These people just want to destroy things. And I find that interesting that, like, these protesters, these anarcho-communists, these rioters, I should say, are so out of control in Paris that the police are just letting them smash things. The people were just like, okay, we're going to accept our losses. We're going to meet in the middle. We figure if they're going to smash things, they're not going to hurt people. I mean, they are still hurting people by destroying things. That's a lot of money going away. Who knows what they're destroying? Who knows how many small businesses, how many individual workers are losing their jobs because now their office has to be shut down for a few months. Their place of work has to be shut down to be repaired. It's just not helping anyone. But they decided, like, let's let people destroy things because it's better than people actually being physically injured. And they're bringing Molotov cocktails. I know I'm focusing on Paris. I'm focusing on these violent protesters. Again, non-violent protesters, I think you're wrong. I think your policies are hurting people, especially workers. But you have the right to protest, and I respect that you're protesting non-violently. Although I would say, like, I support the people in Russia because they seem to be protesting against government intervention, internet censorship, whereas everyone else is basically going out on the public streets, getting on their knees and saying, please, government, please take care of me, please protect me, please stop those people that gave me a job. I want you to give me money, give me welfare, give me all this stuff. And yes, they are advocating for, like, increased Social Security, welfare, and that. So I'm not just saying, oh, they just want welfare. They are actually advocating for this stuff. This is completely the opposite of pro-worker. I'm pro-worker. That's why I'm a capitalist. That's why I consider myself a fan of capitalism, an advocate for capitalism, because that is the best way to help workers, to make the economy great, to encourage people to open up businesses, encourage competition, all that jazz. It'll help people. But yeah, it seems that it was I didn't follow the May Day protest too closely last year, but it seems that this year it's a bit better. That there are not as many violent protesters as there used to be, though we can't say the same for Paris. So let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know. Keep an eye on this stuff. Like, if you see other examples of violent protests, if you have any more information that I didn't include, please be nice. Post it in the comments. Let other people see this is what's going on. But yeah, let me know what you think. Like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more. That helps a lot. And thanks for watching.